Hello viewers and welcome to my new video. Today I'm actually testing my new lights. I've acquired some new lights for my studio which will allow me to film at any time of day or night. So it's actually just after 10 o'clock when I'm filming this, 10 o'clock at night. And hopefully the quality of the video should be very decent. So if you have any observations on that, please leave them in the comments below. I will be very keen to hear them. And for today's test, I've decided to tell you a story which is from one of the tours that I have made with my ex-band Sonnet 13. So before I get to it and before I start telling you that story, I also wanted to tell you that I am now on Instagram, and if you'd like to follow me, it's Bartek_creates. So that's Bartek_creates. Okay, so let's move on with the story itself. So this was a mini tour that I was booking for my band at the time, like I said, Sonnet 13. And the tour was going to happen over a weekend. So it was Friday, Saturday and Sunday. And I managed to book the 2 dates, the Saturday and Sunday, quite easily actually. And I had them booked for quite a while. I think the Saturday was in Hanover and the Sunday date was in Ghent in Belgium. And I was really struggling at the time to actually book the Friday gig for some reason, and I couldn't really get any date from any promoter. And you know what you have to keep in mind is that we're talking here about a DIY booking, so without any support from a management company or a booking agent whatsoever, you know. So I was doing all that work all by myself, you know, so using my contacts and my network and building new contacts and so on. So because I wasn't getting anywhere with it, I actually started posting messages on a Facebook group called DIY Touring in Europe. And initially, I think I kept posting these messages once every week, just to remind people that, you know, I'm looking for a date within this geographical area. And you know, nobody was really getting back to me. I think I had a couple of people from other bands sending me some contacts for promoters. But nothing was really successful, so I kept messaging those promoters and nothing really came of it. So as you can see, I already put a lot of hard work into trying to book that one single date. But I suppose the moral of this story is to never give up and always stay motivated, and you will see why that is in a minute. So what I actually so I kept posting those messages, and eventually, I think it was like maybe 2 weeks before the tour was about to start, a guy called Yuri got in touch with me, and he was actually from Charleroi in Belgium. And he said, I can offer you a gig, guys, if you want it, you know, so I can book it quickly with a club here, you know, locally, and you can come and play. So of course I said yes to that. You know, that was the only offer that I had on the table, and I wouldn't have you know, turned it down. So I absolutely agreed to the gig, and you know, and he offered us the, you know, accommodation for the night after the gig, so everything was sorted. You know, so we proceeded and went ahead with booking a ferry, and you know, and organizing everything, you know, tour related. So about 2 days before the actual tour was about to start, Yuri sent me a message and actually told me that the date that he booked had fallen through due to some issues with the venue owner, that he, you know, for some reason pulled the gig and said that he wouldn't have it at his venue. So that really left us with nothing for that Friday. It really left us with no options whatsoever. So we had two choices, or perhaps three choices even. The first choice would have been to completely cancel the entire tour, which in my books wasn't really an option, because to be honest with you, I like to, when I've booked something, I really like to be there and actually turn up and play a gig, and be reliable as an artist or as a band. So that really wasn't an option. The second option was to rebook a ferry and actually do not go to mainland Europe for the Friday. But actually to rebook a ferry would have meant quite a significant cost, because if we try to rebook it at such a short notice, it means that you have to pay quite a lot extra. And that really wasn't an option it wouldn't have been financially viable for us, to be honest, because the tour was already at the verge of breaking even, or perhaps even losing money. And the third option was to, chance it and sort of, stay motivated and, have a belief that everything was going to be fine, and actually get on that ferry and get over to mainland Europe and sort of see what happens. And actually, Yuri in his message actually also said to me that, ask me, do you guys still want to come to Charleroi and we can hang out together, So he didn't actually specifically said that he was going to offer us accommodation for the night, but sort of loosely offered, to spend some time together. But what did we have to lose? We went on the ferry as planned, went across to France, from Dover to France, to Calais, and then drove from there to Charleroi. And we had Yuri's address, and I had his number as well. So we turned up outside of his flat. And so I took my phone out and I started ringing him, and it was actually his mate who answered the phone, and he said, "Oh, Yuri is actually not here. He's going to come back soon. So just wait there, guys." And initially we thought, oh, maybe he just doesn't want to see us, or he's not gonna turn up at all. But luckily, after about 30 minutes, he did show up. And Yuri, if you're watching this, thanks very much actually for being there for us, because it was much appreciated, and to this day I really hugely appreciate your support. So he turned up, and he was a very nice guy. He let us into his flat, which was actually quite tiny as well. So there was going to be 4 of us sleeping that night in that tiny flat, which was like a studio. It was like a studio apartment, basically. If you can imagine it, it was just a sort of 1 bedroom with a kitchen, basically, and that's it. So bedroom / living room were sort of combined into one. And he also had like a little sort of back garden at the back as well that you could go to. So due to the lack of the gig, what we decided to do is go to the nearest supermarket and actually buy some Belgian beer. And we did exactly that. So we took Yuri with us in a car, and asked him for some recommendations around the beer, which he obviously provided to us. And we bought him beer, obviously, as a thank you for accommodating us and having us at his place. And we went back to his flat, and what we actually did, we spent most of the night chatting, having great conversations about music, about what we liked, and we went on YouTube and started playing different songs to each other, different bands. So each one of us sort of went through our own influences, and to be honest, through that we learned quite a lot about Belgian scene. We actually Yuri introduced us to quite a few Belgian bands, and also some French bands, which were very good. So that was that, and this was a fantastic time. And thanks to Yuri, we didn't end up sleeping in a car. and we actually had somewhere to stay for the night. And we got up in the morning, got sort of refreshed and everything, packed up, and off we went. And the next place for us was Hanover in Germany, which was about 5-hour drive, and I was the driver for the day. So actually, I actually took it easy the night before. So I did have some taste of that beer, but not too much. So I could be still all right to drive the next day. But like I said earlier, the moral to this story is, never give up. Always stay on your targets. That if you have a goal, if you're booking one of those tours, sometimes things can get a bit difficult. You may not be able to get all your dates, but always stay positive and try to build good networks with people. Stay in touch with them, and it all will work out for you in the end. So that was my story for you for today. And if you like the story and you like my channel, please give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe. And if you are a first-time subscriber, please hit that bell, because that way you will be able to see my video every time I post it straight away. So thank you very much for staying with me, and I'll see you next time. And if you've had any similar experiences, please write them in the comments below, and I will be keen to read them.